Welcome everyone to the Learning Tube. This is Ava and I am here to give you another exciting Learning Tube session. Well, hopefully you find it exciting. Now, today we are going to be looking on choosing the right tools for your online business. A lot of persons are not sure how to go about choosing tools and resources. What's the right tools and resources? What things you need to consider when you're choosing these tools and resources? Am I right? Who struggles with choosing what tool to use, whether it be for a particular task or not? There are so many tools out there, and with the advent of AI, it has even made it more difficult to choose a tool. Yes, I mean, what tool do I choose? There's a tool for this. You know that saying where they say there's an app for that? There's a tool for this. So how do you go about choosing the tools? So we're not necessarily looking on a specific tool. We're looking about the process that you would go through when you're trying to identify tools that you can use in your business themselves. All right. So running an online business, as we know, talked about it being overwhelming. There's so many tools to choose. How do you choose the right one? Yes, Nicole, there's so many tools out there. What do you choose? How do you go about the process of choosing and to try to basically help with the overwhelm? So these are some tips that you want to go through when doing so. So what are your pain points? What are things that are your problems with choosing a tool? What problems do you have when you want to choose a tool? What are your drawbacks when choosing a tool? So yes, Brooks, too many shiny object syndrome. Yes, many shiny objects out there. We get distracted and don't know what to do. What are some of your drawbacks? So one of the problems, too many. Cat, you want everything. So of course, the shiny object, shiny object is affecting you as well. Yes. But we can't have everything because of certain things that are limiting us, some limitations. Afraid I can't do tech. Yes, that's definitely a main drawback for a lot of persons. So the first thing you do have to consider is what are your pain points? What's preventing you from choosing the right tool? So let's talk about some of them. So you need to understand your pain points. So as we heard, afraid I can't do tech, lack of technical knowledge. Choosing the tools can be challenging for those who lack the technical experiences. Yes, Michael, hit the nail on the head. Limited budget. Because some of these tools are not for free, they come at a cost, or some have a monthly subscription, one time payment, or if they are free, there are restrictions to how much free and so on. So you have to analyze all of those things. Difficult with the time zone, difficult to zone. Okay, so zone in on a specific one, yes. So same thing, Bianca. Too many out there, too many out there. So lack of technical knowledge is something that affects a lot of people. How are you going to choose the right particular tool? So what would you do if you have lack of technical knowledge? What would you what's the solution for that, you think? To choose the right tool. What's the solution for that? Lack of technical knowledge. You want to make sure that you choose a tool that's user friendly. You want to choose one that's user friendly, that's not going to be too hard to learn, because you don't want to choose something that's too complicated and make matters worse. So you want to choose a tool that the learning curve is not too steep. Yes, research is one as well. Research through Google, and you can use ChatGPT, which is another tool that you can use as well. So research. Claudia, I love that one. Yes. So you want to make sure that you do research to make sure that you're choosing certain tools that are enough for you and not complicate the issue. So research is very important when it comes to just anything to do with the tools. So the research is not just for technical knowledge, for the budget as well. So let's look at an example for how you would do that particular research. So when you're looking for your tools, let's say I open a new tab now, all right, and I'm searching for a particular tool. Even let's say we're even using ChatGPT. Let's try ChatGPT. Those who remember, ChatGPT is an AI tool that allows you to ask it questions and you get responses. Suppose you wanted to look for tools that allow you to do design. I can ask ChatGPT to list 5 popular, may not know how to do popular, but 5 popular design tools and categorize them based on price. Let's see if it's able to do that based on its knowledge. All right, so of course, I'm not using the extension that will allow me to be able to get info more than 2021, but notice that we can use ChatGPT for research purposes. So it's telling us about some design tools that are out there, and it's telling us the price ranges and such, and it tells us what that particular tool entails. It also is giving us the link to that particular tool. Now, what would you do with this information that you have researched? Let me see who knows what you would do with it. All this information that you're getting with the tool and the prices and all of that, what would you do with the info? Let me look and see what's in the chat while you answer that part. So finding out the tools are not what is needed after buying it and learning the basics of the tool. Yes, that's a problem. You need to make sure that you're finding the right tool and are knowledgeable about it. So when you're doing your research, what you need to do? So visit each one and compare and contrast. Yes, but still, what are you going to do with, where are you going to put your comparison? How are you going to put the data together? What would you do? All right, so I see read and check them out. Yes, but not just to check them out. How are you going to see everything as a whole? Yes, a Google Doc or a spreadsheet. You would research and put your information in a Google Doc or a spreadsheet. I would recommend a spreadsheet because a spreadsheet already has rows and columns in it, so it allows you to better be able to analyze things. So you are able to determine which tool is best for you. Yes, but it's good to have a visual. So let's say, based on just this, if I was looking for design tools for my business, I'd open a spreadsheet. And remember, we did Chrome extensions in another learning tube. I have a Chrome extension here, which is called Google Docs Quick Create, which allows me to quickly just get to Google Docs without me having to do anything special. So I just click it and I choose the application I want. All right. So what I'll do, I put the name of the tool, can also price. I'm going to put what it does, so capabilities. I also would, if there's a steep learning curve, yes or no. We want to basically put together all that you have researched into one spreadsheet. Obviously, you would come up with the different columns based on what you want your research to have, but you'd put them together. Yes, you can use Perplexity AI or Bing AI to do the research as well. Yes. And you can, I could even have asked ChatGPT to give me it in a table format as well. So very good, Brooks. So the AI is able to give you the information in a table format, and you can grab that and take it to Google Docs if you want, if you don't want to create your own spreadsheet. But the basic thing is to make sure that you are putting together your research based on what you are finding. So we talked about what to do with the lack of technical experience. You want to make sure that you're looking through, doing your research to make sure that you are knowledgeable about the tool so that you can choose the right one. Now, with a lack of technical ability as well, or knowledge, where the learning curve is concerned, you can make sure that you're researching places that may have tutorial videos for that particular tool that you want to choose. So we know the most popular place everybody goes to get tutorial videos. Where is that? YouTube. We're going to get to that, Michael. So YouTube, you can go to YouTube and ask YouTube questions about the particular tool and get tutorial videos from it. You also can check Udemy. Who knew that you can get free courses from Udemy? Anybody know that? Give me a 1. I'm sure a lot of people knew you can get free courses on Udemy, but you'd have to search on the filter to see what free courses are available. So I'm going to go here to categories, and let me say which one was I interested in? Design. So I'm going to click on design. And then here in design area, I'm able to look for the free tools that are available. Let me see if I'm finding the filter. There's a filter here somewhere on the page where you can search based on free. So obviously you wouldn't want to choose the one that has a price on it. You search based on free, and you can do so. Let me log in just in case it may want me to be logged in to find that particular. You can create an account for free, and you're able to see which different courses. You can search by popular, most popular, new, trending, and so on to see the various things. So I'm not seeing the filter at the moment. Oh, here it is. So here you can search based on, let me see here, price down here, and you can search for free. So everything is here on the left hand side, and I can type free, and it's going to filter and show me just the free ones. So you have Photoshop for web design beginners, these different ones getting, you can check it out. All right, so you can, they're actually free courses on Udemy, but you have to filter them out to find it. Blender is an application as well, free Blender crash course, and you see how many people are enrolled in that. As Michael was talking about reviews, you can also see the reviews for a particular course to see if that's something you want to use to learn that particular thing. So they run specials, so it's worth signing up for their newsletter. Yes, sometimes they have discounts on courses that they may have been selling for hundreds of dollars, and you can get them for as little as $10. All right, so we're talking about the pain points. So lack of knowledge, you want to make sure that you're choosing a tool that's not too difficult to learn, and you can also do tutorials based on the particular tool you're interested in to get an idea of how it is. The budget, limited budget. So you want to be looking on tools that maybe you can afford right now, and then you can upgrade after. Now, there is another Google extension that I love. I don't know how many of you have used it, but I really love this one. Now, it's called Similar Web Pages. Do you know about it? So I'm going to go through the process of putting it on so you can see what it's all about. So how do you put on a Chrome extension? We've done this in other learning tools, but I can do a little review. So a Chrome extension, or an extension in Google Chrome, that's where they call it, adds more functionality to the Google Chrome browser. If you're using another browser, it may call it something else. For example, if you're using Mozilla Firefox, which is a web browser, it calls it an add-on. All right. So an extension. So you go to the Chrome's web store. So I'm opening a new tab, and I go to Chrome Web Store. So here it is, Chrome Web Store. And I'm going to look for the one I just told you about. Here where it says search the store, I'm looking for similar pages, similar web pages. Could have also, or similar websites. I could have also gone to the search in Google itself. Let me see if I'm seeing the one that I want in here. If not, let me search on Google itself. Similar website. Can search in Google itself. I don't have to do so in the Chrome store. So here it is, similar sites. So it's similar sites. Let's see if we search for similar sites, if that's what we'll see. Similar sites. All right. But I see the actual one I want out here. So let's search for it in regular search. So similar sites. This is what it looks like. So let's copy this as it is and come back over here. So it doesn't want a space there. So if you know what you're looking for, it helps find the right one. Similar sites. And you get that there. All right, so let me click on this one right here. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. So similar sites, discover related websites. So as the name suggests, similar sites. I'm going to remove it so I can add it back so you can see what it's all about. What do you think it does? Similar sites. How does it work? Similar sites. Similar sites. Chrome extension. The link. How does it work? Let me see if anybody has any idea. All right, so not getting anything yet, but as the name says, similar sites, what it will allow you to do is to, if you're on a particular website, it will show you sites that are similar to it, as in that do the same thing. So let me show you how it works. First of all, let's get it. So I went to similar sites, and Let me go back here. And you see, when you're going to add an extension, it will say add to Chrome if you do not have it installed already. I do have it installed, so I uninstalled it so I could show you from scratch. So I'll click add to Chrome, and it's going to say, do you want to add this extension? I do. So I'll say add extension. So it's going to let me know that it has installed it, and it will put it and show me the icon here in my little tray where I have my other extensions. But if I want to pin it to my tray so I see it all the time, this little puzzle piece, when I click it, I'm able to see some of my Google Chrome extensions that I already have, and I can just say I want to pin it by clicking this little paper. That's not a paper clip. What do you call it now? A pin. And click it, and it pins it right here, so I can get easy access to it. So similar sites, as we say, it allows you to see other websites that have similar features of a particular website that you're on. So let's say I go on a website that allows me to do video. Remember, in one of the sessions we did a website called InVideo. Who remembers that session? So we did InVideo.io. Now, InVideo.io is a website that allows you to create videos quite easily using AI. But suppose the subscription that they have, or the pricing, let's check out the pricing. Suppose the pricing, we're not okay with this. We don't want to be paying that amount for pricing and such. We want to compare other sites that do similar things. So what we do, we have our similar pages Google Chrome extension, and when I click it, look what it's going to do. It's going to ask me to accept, because of course the first time I'm using it, so I have to accept, skip the tour. And what it has done is list out similar sites to this site. So Canva, we know Canva does videos, Veed.io, clickchamp.com. So all of these right here, media.io, all of these right here, it's telling us which websites are doing what, allowing you to create a video. Isn't that great? Like, see here, we have Pictory.ai, Synthesia.io, Placeit. Have you ever heard about some of these? I'm sure you've heard about some of these. So you already know that they are video sites. Give me a 3 if you think that's great. So what that does, it allows you now to be able to go on a site that you want. Maybe the costing for that site is not the best, and you're now able to check in similar sites for sites that are, as it says, similar, like the one you're on, and you can do a better comparison. So let's check it. So what you notice, it's actually telling you monthly visits. It's giving you a category rank and rank in a particular country. So to go to the site, we will simply just click on the little arrow right here that takes us out. So if we want to go to Pictory AI, we just click on this and it takes us straight to Pictory AI. We're able to look at it, click on it, and we can actually go on the actual website. So if we're using similar sites on Pictory, let's see what it shows us. So let's see if it allows us to use similar sites here. We see we're not really seeing it. It's not applicable for this particular site. So it may not show up on every single site, but the fact that it was able to find us so many similar video sites, that's amazing. Now we all know Canva. Let's see what it shows us with Canva. Let's close it. So let me go on Canva. It's going to sign me into my account, but that's okay. Let's go on Canva. So let me click on similar sites. We know Canva can do the world. So it should show us quite a variety of things. So we know that Canva allows us to create these social media posts. So that's why it's showing us Twitter, LinkedIn, all these things. But it showed us remove.bg. For those who don't know, that's a free tool that allows you to remove backgrounds from your images. We have Loom that allows us to do screen recording. You may say, why does it bring up Loom? Because Canva can also do that. Veed, it shows us Veed. Some of them are similar. Hotpot.ai. See all of these? So if you are a Canva lover and maybe you're not wanting to invest in Canva, you can see similar sites that do some or all of what Canva does. We have PicMonkey, which for those who know, we know that that does graphics and such. And we can go down here and show more on similar sites. So we can go to the similar sites webpage and you're able to scroll down and see all of the pages that look similar to what Canva does. All right. So it says here, see similar sites and remove ads, try for free. So you know that with these extensions, to get more, you may have to invest in that particular thing. But I think for just that, it's a lot. Yes? Let me know. Yes? I see a lot of threes. So you agree. So that's one thing that you can use to compare other sites that you're on to see if budget-wise, it can fit into your budget based on a particular site you're interested in. Now, another thing that you can do, anybody ever heard about open source? Open source. Open source tend to be files that you can actually download to your computer, and you may find these that are similar to sites that you already know. So let's say I want to find an open source file for design. Right, so it shows me in here, it says 12 open source software for web and graphic designers. So with open source, as I said, some of them are completely free and you download and install on your computer and you're able to do what you need to. So of course, as we said, do your research before you do anything. But you see here, it lists some of them. So this one is called GIMP. Don't know if you ever heard about GIMP, but it's a completely free design tool, completely free. And it rivals Adobe Photoshop. So it says here it's the most popular open source graphic design and photo editing tools, completely free. If I click on this, it takes me straight to gimp.org and you're able to download it to your computer. I don't know if it has a Mac version, but we know it has Windows and so on, and you're able to download this and use it completely free. And it also has tutorial videos as well. So for anybody who is interested in having an alternative free tool, GIMP is one for design. I'll drop that in the area here. So what I just want to show you is that research is very important when you're looking on a budget for tools, choosing the right tools based on your budget, based on your lack of technical expertise, based on other shortcomings. Tools are very important. All right. So good so far? Is that good so far? Give me a 4. So some of you learned about similar sites. I love similar sites because as it says, you can see sites that are similar to what you like. So you always want to have a backup of certain websites. I never believe in just having one tool because something can go wrong with the tools. So you want to make sure that you have other tools as a backup. So we're talking about the pain points. So this one is a little bit more complicated. Some of you may not have this particular drawback, but compatibility and integration. So depending on your technical expertise, you may want to have certain tools that play well together, integrate together, work in harmony. So when you're choosing the right tool, you want to consider that. And you may be unclear about what you want. So many struggle to define the right requirement for their business needs. So in other words, you don't know what you want, so you don't know what tool to choose. All right, so you want to make sure that you consider that. So we want to also look at our business needs. What are your priorities? Figure out which functions are most important to your business to narrow down your choices. So based on the services that you offer, which ones are more important? Your workflow is very important as well. Identify where you're currently facing bottlenecks and inefficiencies, and you want to choose tools that address those things. So you want to be choosing tools that make you more efficient. Efficiency is always the key. So that is so important, especially for autoresponder and your funnel builder. Yes, Michael, you see me saying some terms that some people don't understand, but I know what you mean. So based on your tools working together, that allows you to know what to choose. Anticipate growth. Are you going to stay at the same level with your business? So the tool that you choose should be one that can grow with your business, especially if you're starting out and you don't know you don't want to switch platforms later. So some tools are limited with their growth capability. So you want to choose a tool that as your business grows, you can continue to use this, because who wants to relearn anything? Do you want to relearn anything? No. So you don't want to be choosing a tool and then you're going to have to change as you grow along the way. So free tools are great, but you have to make sure it will continue to be supported. Yes, Michael, you're saying all the right things. So research different tools, resources that are available. We talked about that a while ago. So you can ask Google. We showed that. So Google your needs, explore the tools that come up in the search results and compare their features and prices. And who can remind us? Where do we put this comparison? And we can use AI to help us compare automatically as well, or we can do it manually. But we want to put that in a spreadsheet so that we can look at it after and do great comparison. Michael, you are saying this. Read reviews and feedback. Read reviews on sites and gather feedback from others online to get a broad perspective. So you do have people who have used these tools and they have reviewed them. So you want to make sure that you are choosing a tool based on positive feedback so that you're not choosing the wrong thing. Now, note that everything is subjective with these reviews. Just because somebody did not have a good experience with the tool, that doesn't necessarily mean that your experience will be the same. Agreed? Ask for recommendations. Reach out to your network and ask for recommendations for tools that have worked well for them. So you're in the Learning Tube. You're in the Learning Tube group. A lot of you are using tools. I shouldn't even say a lot. All of you are using tools. So reach out in the group. What's the best tool you've used for XYZ? Any recommendations for an XYZ tool? You have a community that you can take advantage of. Whatever community that you're in, you can take advantage of that and ask questions and get recommendations for tools that others have used. Best way I've found to do good research with the tool name plus reviews. Great idea. So Michael is basically saying, put in the, and by the way, that goes for anything that you're researching. Put in the name of it and put reviews. So he's saying, like, let's say we put Canva and then we put reviews. We can see what persons have, if we see any bad or so on. Or sometimes you may put the tool and put what? Instead of reviews, what would we put? Let me see who's smart. If you want to know about bad, anything bad associated with the tool, you'd put the tool name and scam. So if you want to see if any scams are related to a particular tool or a product or service, you put the tool name, put whatever name and scam, just to see what may be out there. So tool name plus review or tool name plus scam, just to make sure, especially if you're paying this platform to use the tool. You want to make sure that it's in the up and up. So Google, ask recommendations, and you want to read reviews and feedback on the tool. So we talked about the budget. Free tools as opposed to paid tools, as opposed to overpaying. There may be tools that have features that you may never ever use. Avoid paying for features that you don't need and make sure that the pricing plan suits the size of your business. Now, we did talk about not wanting to choose a particular tool that would limit you with growth. So take caution when you're paying attention to this part here. But sometimes paid tools, based on the investment that you make, what are the returns? So when you need to invest in a paid tool or resource, consider the return on the investment and choose something that fits your budget. So sometimes your investment, you're going to get much more returns. So use that to decide what tool you choose. For example, we know we talk about Canva a lot. We had a summit recently on Canva and AI. And Canva has a pro version. And think about all that Canva can do and all that Canva can earn you. Wouldn't you think that investment is worth it based on all that you can do? I really think so. And a lot of you do think that. And I'm sure you have invested in Canva. Also check OTOs, one-time offers for any tool offered online. Yes, very good advice as well. Sometimes you have some offers that instead of it offering you a monthly subscription, it will do a one-time offer of a one-time payment that is unbeatable. So check for that as well. So return on investment is very important. And we're never gonna knock free tools. We love free tools around here. We love it. I don't know who loves free. Give me free in the chat. Who loves free tools? Free in the chat. Consider free tools to start, like with Google Drive instead of Microsoft Office. So for those who don't know, Microsoft Office, you have to pay for that. Yes, there's an online version now called office.com, but Google Drive allows you to have similar applications to Microsoft Office, and they are all for free, and they also allow you to download an Office version. For example, Google Docs, you have instead of Microsoft Word. Google Sheets, you can use instead of Microsoft Excel. Google Slides, you can use instead of Microsoft PowerPoint. And they're all for free, and you can download the format versions in Google Suite that are available in Microsoft. So consider that. So budget wise, you want to consider these things when you are choosing your tool. You want to evaluate the features and functionality of the tools before buying. So a lot of tools sites allow you to do what? A free trial, or you can do a limited free version. So where you see you can do free trials, check them out. But remember to read the fine print, because some of these sites, when you put in that require you to put in your credit card, if you don't remember that your free trial is going to be up, or they don't remind you, it's going to charge you the next month. So beware of free trials once you have to put in your credit card info. All right. So, okay, Michael, you're getting a little bit more technical for some people, but yes, I agree. I agree. So try searching on JVZoo and ClickBanks for tools. Internet marketers are constantly creating new tools, and if they're new, they're usually at a one-time cost. All right. So JVZoo is a website that you can go on, and ClickBank as well. So you can search for those. Thank you, Michael. Very informative, valuable information you're sharing in today's session. Thank you. I appreciate it. So Nicole is saying, yes, I just made the decision to upgrade ChatGPT just for that reason. Yes. So depending on what the tool can earn you, will decide if you must invest in it or not. So the return on investment has to be considered. So try before buying. Use trial periods or limited free versions to test out a tool before buying. And most of these websites that have pricing plans usually have a free version. Notice I say most. And note that most, if they have a free version to start off with, sometimes that free version is upgraded. So then there's no free version anymore. For instance, for those who know Midjourney, Midjourney started off with a free version, and now the lowest package is $10. So jump on those free versions when you're able to. And there are ways to get around the free version. You know, a lot of them, if you use multiple email addresses, you can get away with creating multiple accounts. Sometimes it's a bit tedious, but to start off, you can do things like that. Most of them have a money back guarantee, so if it doesn't work for you, you can get your money back. Yes. Compare features, as we talked about before. Compare the features of the different tools and make sure you're choosing the one that best suits your business and the services that they're offering. Simplicity is key. You don't want to be choosing something that's too hard to learn and you're wasting your time. Choose tools with a free, simple interface so you can get started right away and avoid wasting time learning how to use a new tool. So right away, when you start out with some tools, it's gonna seem difficult at first, but if it's really difficult, like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? You will know those tools as opposed to the others. So don't let the case of starting something new or learning something new, don't mix that up with it being a difficult interface to learn. So as we talked about, read reviews and gather feedback from others. We talked about this. So you can look at customer reviews, join a forum, ask your team, and all these things. Choose the tool or resource that best fits your needs. So you're going to prioritize your goals. Choose a tool that supports your primary goals and workflow so that you can get the most benefit from it. So obviously you would have done this list based on what you need the tool to do before choosing the tool. We talked about scalability already. You want to make sure that a tool can grow with your business. And if you know that you want your tools to play well together, where integration is concerned, you want to make sure that it's compatible or popular with other tools and work well together. Because the ultimate aim is to have automation in your business so you're not doing things manually. So you have to do your research, was the first thing that we talked about recently. Research, research, research. When you're implementing your new tools and such, These are some things that you may have to go through. So you may have to make a plan to migrate data. Obviously, if these are things that you're not sure of, then you can make sure that you hire somebody to do so. If you have a team, you may have to train your team, and you must make sure that you're testing these tools to make sure that they're doing what they need to. Don't test it on the job necessarily, but do your test before you roll it out whole scale. All right, so very important to remember. So those are just, as we said, some things that you need to consider when you are choosing tools for your business. As I said, we weren't looking at the actual tool. We're looking on things that you can use to consider when you're getting the tool itself. You know, Michael helped us with a lot of his feedback and all the others that helped as well and contributed to the session. So you want to consider some of those things. We shared some links as well that can help you if you're interested in design. I shared the GIMP and so on. And I talked about open source tools that you can utilize. We looked at similar sites that can help you to find online tools that are similar to popular ones. And you can also, even in Google, search for alternative to so and so. So suppose I wanted an alternative to another tool. So alternative to, I was talking about Photoshop. So alternative to Photoshop. And you see it's telling us some other things. Here we have a site that says alternative to that particular site, and you can check that out. So the main thing is to research what you're doing. All right. It was JV Zoo. JV Zoo. That's the name of the website. jvzoo.com. All right. So let's get this JV Zoo. All right. That's it right there. Okay. Now we have another exciting learning tube for the next session. Wasn't this session exciting? I think it was. But we're going to have another exciting learning tube session for you. Some persons had requested more information on the tool Notion. If you've never heard about Notion, we're going to have a Notion expert come and speak to us next week. Let me go on Notion so that you can see what it looks like. The homepage is not that great, but yeah, you get the drift. So Notion is right here. Now what we wanted to do is that in preparation for this learning tube, we want you to sign up for Notion. I'm going to give you Alicia's link that you can use to sign up for Notion. It's alicialittle.com/Notion. Let me drop it. And there's going to be various packages. Of course, we talked about the free version. Remember, some packages allow you to have a free version for the tool, but there is also the ability to upgrade if you choose to. So there's a $10 plan, $18 plan, and a $25 plan. And you will see that when you go on the website, all right, that you can check out. Okay. So you may see some of similar to some of what you see here, but that link will give you all the information that you need. So Notion, here we have the expert. I am not even going to try to pronounce his name. He's Benjamin, and he's going to be doing the learning tube next week, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So you do not want to miss this learning tube. All right. Okay, so Kat, next week, make sure you don't miss it. And of course, if you can't attend live, we know we are going to have it recorded so that you can check it out after. But live is almost always such great excitement when you're here and you can ask your questions. Remember that even if you don't get to ask your questions live, you can also ask them in the Facebook group on the particular replay video. All right, so we dropped the link. Adrian dropped the link as well. Notion, alicialittle.com/Notion. That's going to be done next week. And we are having our special guest right here. This is him, special guest. I realized that my screen was paused. His name is Benjamin. I'm not going to try to pronounce the last name. You can try for me, but yes. Is it Borowski? And he will be on next week to talk to you all about Notion and its many capabilities and how you can use it to be better organized in your business. All right. I hope you enjoyed today's session. You can give me a high five if you enjoyed the session today. Thank you for participating in the session as usual. Remember, the session is recorded and it's going to be posted in the Facebook group and sent out via email so that you can rewatch anything that you missed, or you just want to watch it again, or if you missed it in the first place. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Bye, guys.